Okay, just a little update. And yes, I split my head open on my fucking trailer over there with a license plate trying to move it around. Nice deep gash and blood everywhere yesterday, but a couple of butterfly bandages and we're all okay. Anyway, got the paintwork back, or at least part of it. The tank, of course, the fairing cover, the outer fairing, and the tour pack. Now the top, I've already got the top going here, and basically, I know this looks like kind of a mess, but this inside carrier has to be glued in with clear silicone adhesive to hold the damn thing up, or it'll fall down because this is going to be upside down. And I put the rack on and got it all sealed up so no water gets through those bolt holes. And this is just, boy, a very, very small start. Now, he did have a problem with the fender. Let me turn this light off. It's been raining here all damn day, and of course I'm not going to undo the bike, or uncover the bike to get things going. It's kind of late in the afternoon, and I didn't sleep well last night after my throbbing head was killing me all night. But the front fender is had a problem on the back side of it. We didn't see it, and black is a really bad color. You know, I mean, it shows up every little imperfection, and it had some ripples in it and a slight dent, and you know, we decided that we got to fix that. So he's going to redo that. And this guy's good. He's done a lot of trike jobs back when I used to build trikes. You know, he did every chassis, body, to match the original color, whether it was a Honda or a Harley. And man, I'll tell you what, the paint job these guys do, or you know, this one guy does, it's always fantastic. So anyway, yeah, here we go. I'm going to continue shooting. I'll get out here. We're supposed to have the clearing weather tomorrow, and you know, the bike, of course, I couldn't move it into the garage because the damn thing's so heavy, and going through the you know, the shed and then up through the stupid you know, step up and everything into the garage. So the bike just got locked up out here and secured. And of course I've got alarms on everything, so no big deal. Plus I've got cameras all over the place, so if anybody wants to get on candid camera, they can certainly do so. But it won't be fun for them. So anyway, that's where we're at now with the bike. So we're going to continue on. I did put some of the hardware onto the gas tank, and I want to do that pretty quick. The fairing, putting the fairing on is, you know, a very quick job. That won't take very long to do. So the biggest part of this job is really the tour pack, and replacing all that hardware and the hinges and the lighting, the wiring, so on and so forth. So we'll get back onto it again as we go along, and hopefully the weather will be clear enough tomorrow. I'll go get a couple cases of beer and hopefully have that to aid me along. And once I can't see straight anymore, I'll stop working on it. I'm in no hurry to get it done. But I think, you know, the fender will be done tomorrow, and tomorrow's Friday. So there's a good chance, you know, there's a lot to put on the fender too. I got to take the front wheel off again and all that good crap. So maybe I'll be ready by Saturday, but I highly doubt it. So right now, like I said, I'm going to take the time, put everything together with a lot of new hardware that I've had to buy. And I'll tell you what, little screws and stuff like that, you go to the hardware store, and this stuff has really gotten expensive. You know, I've had to buy new marker lights because the old plastic they broke, and a new gasket for the top. So, you know, the money just, wow, man, it nickel and dimes you to death. Before you know it, you've spent, you know, 100 here, 100 there. So anyway, all right, we're going to continue on with the reassembly of it, and hopefully within a few days we'll have this thing back on the road again. Okay, I'm going to try to make this a quick one. This will be day 3 of the reassembly of the painted parts, and I still haven't gotten my fender back yet. But today's Saturday, so I know they're not going to be open, and I won't be getting it back until Monday, I'm sure. But everything's going together very well, quickly. So we've got the fairing back on, and that's looking real nice. I like that. I've taken the red pinstripes off of the lowers, and the gas tank is on. So far, really haven't run into any real problems because all these parts came off the bike, so I didn't have to do much fitting of anything. The tour pack, of course, being the most work-intensive and intricate, and you know, all the different things that go into putting this thing together. I did have to buy new lenses because where the bolts go in, I did have to modify them because the updated ones don't fit properly. They have tangs on the bottom, and then they don't have a little area where the wires go through for the side lights. And yeah, I mean, everything's coming together really good. It's looking relatively nice. Now today I've got to do the top and do the alignment, and I'm glad that the fender isn't here, or I'd be rushing to get this all done. And I really don't want to rush this, because if you don't get these tops aligned properly, especially since I'm using all bolts instead of the stock rivets, which I don't have the tool to do them. No, I don't even know if you can get them. But that's it. So I might be pulling the red pinstripe off of these saddlebags. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them on for now. The silver ones are painted on, so I really can't pull them off. But everything else has come out real nice. Everything's shiny, and boy, every speck of dirt shows up on it now because it's all shiny and clean and new. So I'm sure that after it gets weathered a little bit, it won't show up quite as bad. So there it is, day 3. I'm going to do the top on the tour pack today. I'll hopefully have that all done. And then the only thing I'll have left is the fender for Monday, and then the bike should be complete. So until the next part 3, I think that'll be part 3, I guess, at the end of it maybe. Or maybe this is part 3, I don't know. Hell. I just want to put 2 up and not make it too rambly, since I can't shut up half the time. And I actually, to give you a little lowdown on that, is when I do this kind of stuff, I usually take half of a pain pill. That makes me yak a lot. So a little bit of compassion, guys. But it is getting done, and I'm pleased so far with the results, and we'll take it on in a little bit. So stay tuned. Well, several hours later, and we have a completed tour pack. I got all my new hardware in here on these hinges. I had to use the old screws on the bottom though, because the new ones are too thick and they interfere with the hinge, but that's no big deal as long as it works. And we got everything right, and I did leave the armrests off. I had those armrests up there, which were there for my wife way back when we went on long distance rides. You know, she enjoyed that. I didn't mind having them on there, but there's not going to be any other ass on the back of this bike, not as long as I own it. Matter of fact, the last time that any female ass was on the back of this was my sister-in-law, and that was to spread my wife's ashes, which was her last wish, to go for a ride and have her ashes spread. And you know, her sister was the one that she wanted to have it done. So I got her sister on the bike, and we went and spread the ashes, had a drink, and that was it. That was the last piece of ass on the back of this bike. So the armrest now can go in storage somewhere, and if I ever sell the bike, well, I'll have them to offer, because they were quite expensive back when, even. And everything's holding on. So you know, the job came out nice. Doing the beading here, I use does these tops. Well, for one thing, the seals are never that good, even with a new seal. So what I do is I cut the European silicone vacuum hose, and I slice it on one side, and then I put it on the lip, and that gives it enough buffering to where the top comes down nice and tight, and it doesn't rattle around once the latches are closed. So there's no rattling, which you hear a lot of the older bikes doing, because the gaskets just wear out on the fiberglass. Anyway, so now we're still waiting on the fender, and it's a beautiful day. Of course, by the time I get the fender, I'm sure it's going to rain. All right, we'll get to it when we get it done.